Hello friends, myself Shubhajit Chakraborty. First of all, welcome you to my channel Tech Zone. Today I am showing you the uses of function key in AutoCAD. First one is F1, that is for helping purpose. If you need any help, we can use it in AutoCAD, that is function F1. Okay. Now, second, that is F2. F2 is for command history. F2 is for command history. Suppose if we draw any figure or works anything on this AutoCAD, you can show the command history by function F2. But if we after draw any figure, we can see the history. After save the figure, we can also get the history. But if we close any saved figure, then again open it, then the command history will not be shown. So we can save any we can save only figure, not the command or procedure, but because it is a security purpose. Now F3. This option is known as pose snap or object snap. This option is known as pose snap or object snap. How is it work? Function F3, that is pose snap is off. Pose snap we can show in the command line pose snap is off. Now again function F3, that is pose snap is on. Now how is it works? If the OSNAP is on, then it will show a mark which automatically trace the endpoint, midpoint, center, tangent, anything. Suppose line, we can show a square of green color. Green color. This is the this if this is known as OSNAP. If we off the OSNAP function F3, then it will not shown. Then it will not shown and we cannot trace the exact endpoint or exact midpoint. Now function F4. Function F4, it is known as 3D OSNAP. This is known as 3D OSNAP. Function F3 and F4 both works are same, but the difference is that F4 works only in 3D object. Sorry, F4 works only in case of 3D object, but F3 works only in case of 2D object. Now F5, this is no F4. F4 3D OSNAP is on. We can show the command line F4. Again the 3D OSNAP is off. Again F4, 3D OSNAP is on. Now F5, it is known as isoplane. F5, it is known as ISOPLA. This is known as isoplane. Is known as isoplane. Now function F6. This is known as dynamic UCS. This is known as DYNAMIC UCS. Dynamic UCS. UCS means user coordinate system. UCS means user coordinate system. Using this, we can change the coordinate position and also its direction. So the new coordinate point of axis will be 0, 0, 0. Function F6. Dynamic UCS is off. Function F6. Dynamic UCS is on. Dynamic UCS is off and again dynamic UCS is on. Now F7. F7 is used to on or off the grid. Grid means graph. We can show a graph on the screen. These are known as grid. If we function F7 we used to off, then the grid will be uh, invisible. The grid will be invisible like this, and again grid is off on the command line. If we again F7, grid is on. Now F8, F8, these are used for ortho mode. These keys are used for ortho mode. Suppose we draw a line, it will move, it can rotate in any direction. But if we use, if we want to draw a line at a specific angle, that is multiplies of 90 degree, 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree, 360 degree. In this case, if we can use the ortho mode, that is function F8, we can show the command line function F8, that means ortho mode is on and the angle should be 0 or 90 degree, not intermediate any degree, that is 180 to 70. Okay, so that is the use of ortho mode or F8. Now we can use the F9, that is the snap mode. This is known as snap mode. By this we can show the grid, right? We can show the grid, that means the graph. And by this function F9, that is the snap mode is on. If it is on, we can show the command line, that is snap is on. This means the cursor, that is the cursor will trace the each only the corner point of the grid. We can see the screen, know the intermediate distance, only grid, the corner point of the grid, it will trace automatically. Again, if we off the snap mode, that is function F9 off, then our cursor can move any position of this grid. But if it is on, it will automatically trace the corner point of the grid. Now it is polar tracking F10, function F10. These are the use for polar tracking. In case of in ortho mode, we can track only 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree, 360 degree, 270 degree, right? But in case of polar tracking, we can locate any angle. In this option we can show here 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree, 360 degree, 45 degree, 90 degree. In this option, suppose we can choose in this option, so the 45 degree, 90 degree, 135 degree and 180 degree only, it will be automatically traced. Suppose this option we can choose 15, 30, 45, 60 degree, it will automatically chosen. Suppose but one thing is that when the ortho mode is on, the polar mode is automatically off, and when the ortho mode is off, polar mode is automatically on. But both can be off, but both one at a time cannot be on. So we can see here, if ortho mode is on, polar mode will be off. If polar mode is on, ortho mode will be off. Both of them can be off one at a time, but both of them cannot on one at a time. Suppose here we can polar tracking and we can trace the 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, 120 degree. We can choose this option. Now if we draw a line from this point, here we can see first one is 30 degree, 60 degree. We can showing a green tracing line. By this we can trace the line, that is 90 degree, here 120 degree. Okay, So here the 30° it will automatically trace at 30° angle. Now F1, this is called object snap tracking. This F1 is known as object snap tracking, TRACKING. Object snap tracking F11 is used to object snap tracking. Suppose if we draw anything and if we taking and if we draw a line of the same level, then we can use it. We can show on the screen a green tracing line. This is known as object snap tracking. Object snap tracking. This generally used to mix an object of the same level to some distance, but in same level. That is the time use the object snap tracking. We can off it by using F11 keys. We can object snap tracking is off. Object snap tracking is off. Again, object snap tracking is on. You can show here the object will be traced. The endpoint can be traced. Okay. Now F12. Now the last key, that is F12, that is known as dynamic input. That is known as dynamic input. If it is on, all command, if this option is on, function F12, if this option is on, all the command prompts dimension are shown with the cursor. That is, we can show the specify at the with the cursor, that is specify first point and two dimension. That is, first one is x-axis dimension in x-axis and another one is dimension of y-axis. Right, if it is on, the axis will changes continuously. That means always the starting point will be the 0 point. Suppose if we draw a line, and makes here 0 tab 0, that means it will start from the UCS, that is user that is at the coordinate point, that is 0, 0 point. Here we can show, that is here we can show the x-axis. These are the x-axis, these are the y-axis, and it starts from 0 to 0. And we can give a direction. Here in this direction we can give a distance 20, suppose 20, and again we can give a value 20. That means here, and if we make the distance, that is 40, that means from here, that means dynamic UCS is on. Here dynamic UCS is on, and every starting point it will the coordinate will be changes continuously. That means always the starting point will be 0, 0 point. Always the starting point will be 0, 0 point. But if we off the function F12 and we can draw a line, if we draw a line that is 0, 0, here we can start the 0, 0, and we can give minus 20, 0 right here, and again if we put the value minus 20, comma minus 20, minus 20, that means sorry, plus 20. Here we can give value, that means here in this point the value will be minus 20, 0, and this point minus 20, plus 20. That means the if it is on, that is the dynamic input. If the dynamic input, that is the F12, is off, then the coordinate will not changes continuously, and coordinate will be traced at coordinate will be the starting point, first starting point, that is 0, 0 is the coordinate. If the dynamic input is on, dynamic input is on, the command prompts, the dimensions, all everything are shown with the cursor like this on the screen, and the coordinate will be changes continuously. That means always the starting point will be 0, 0. Thank you.